Moving on to item number 5, our farewell and presentations to Councilmember, former Mayor Cashgill.
Great, thank you. I promise I won't be that long because I know everybody's waiting. But I just want to take a few minutes and first of all just say it's been an honor and a privilege to serve all of the citizens of this fine, great city of Yuba City. When I ran the first time around, a lot of people asked me, well, why do you want to run? And I kept telling them, well, gee, I want to make a difference. And it was make a difference in what? Well, make a difference in the community we serve. And I remember having this conversation back then with Mayor Cartaselli. And she said, I just want to let you know that I'm going to go ahead and support you, endorse you, but it's not the city council meetings that take up a lot of time. It's the committee meetings. And I remember having this conversation. I'm like, well, how many committee meetings can there be? And how much time can it really take? And once you get on these committees, you realize that it could take anywhere from a half an hour to 4.5 hours of your time out of your schedule. And sometimes you're spending on a weekly basis 5 hours, and sometimes you're spending almost 25 to 30 hours a week on these council meetings. But I've enjoyed each and every one of those meetings out and about in the community. I was honored the first time and the second time to have the support and the endorsement of every single Yuba City mayor, and I was able to visit with them. I had the honor and privilege working with Rory Ramirez, with Leslie McBride, John Miller, and both of the Johns here as former mayors, and also now with incoming Mayor Stan Cleveland and Preet. It's been an honor to work with each and every single one of you guys. As I was driving over here this evening, and I can't remember, I'm trying to think about the time period, probably almost 6 years ago, driving here as being sworn as mayor, we had every single TV channel here from the Sacramento region, as well as every single news reporter from India, from London, because we were making history. And at that point in time, I realized growing up in the city of Yuba City, picking peaches, being a migrant farm laborer, I never thought that I would be up here representing the city of Yuba City. In my wildest dream, I never thought that I would be running for city council, let alone be the mayor of the city of Yuba City. And I had a conversation with my son here about a week ago. He goes, Dad, I really didn't realize how much that meant to our community, to the Sikh community, Indian community, to have the very first Sikh mayor, Punjabi mayor here in Yuba City. Because we've always heard this, that you guys as a community are very successful in everything that you do between doctors, attorneys, and so forth. But why is the community not in politics? And so hopefully I'm able to get in and make a difference. As we get on these committees, we all have a passion in something that we want to do. One of the passions that I came across, obviously, was flood protection. And I'm so proud to be one of the founding members, to be a part of that, because had we not gotten to where we are in flood protection, our entire region, our entire community would have been mapped in a flood zone area, which means our entire economy would have come to a screeching halt. There would have been no economic development, no housing development. We would be mapped in a flood zone. Each and every single one of us would be paying the highest rates that we could have ever paid and continue to pay. And here we are. Think about this in government. The other thing I've learned in government is everything takes twice as long and everything costs twice as much. Every single time you get started, it's time to do another new study to get it going. So one of the things that we're able to do with the cooperation with Sutter County was to form a new JPA called the Sutter Buttes Flood Agency, which comprises the city of Biggs, city of Live Oak, Butte County, and Sutter County to get this moved. So you take a look at a 10-year period project to where we are. We assessed ourselves in the most toughest economic times when people are losing their jobs and people are losing their houses. We assessed ourselves because we felt that this was something that we needed to do to get this project done. And having made several trips back to Washington, D.C., and being chairman of the Sutter Buttes Flood Control Agency for 2 straight years in a row, I can honestly say that we are just about a year away to getting the entire 44 miles of levees done in this community. And I think it took all of us, there is no I in this project, but it took all of us to get this project done. Very, very proud of that particular project to get it done. Negotiating with employees in the most difficult times, to look back and say the city of Yuba City, we did not lay off a single employee, but we also were not able to give raises in the toughest economic time. Now, as we see this tide turning, we see light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm not to speak on the council members, but I'm sure that we can probably see raises in the future for all the employees. The heartbeat of the city of Yuba City is the employees coming across. And the second time around as mayor was even more fun because we were able to put Yuba City back on the map again. I don't know how many of you guys remember the celebration of California Chrome. We had a whole celebration within the downtown of city of Yuba City, even though our horse didn't end up winning the second race, but we did definitely put Yuba City definitely back onto the map again. And to my friend to my right, John Buckland, who I got to know at a personal level, helping negotiate the teacher's strike, cutting a deal at 2 a.m. to realize that they wanted to drag it out for another week to vote on the exact same thing that we hammered out. Get to know you and John as well. Our trips back to Washington, D.C., when everybody's questioning why are we doing these trips? Where's the money at? I can't believe you guys are out here. What's the phrase that was referred to, having jacuzzi parties or something? So we have yet to see those. But that all happens with giving time away from your family members. And there's no way that I could be doing what I was able to do in the last 8 years without the support, without the love of my family. And I just want to say thank you. My oldest daughter could not be here tonight. She's preparing for a trial for Friday. But my wife, Nina, the lady in red, is here. Love you. Thank you very much. My son, Rajan, and my daughter, Priya. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for all your support. To our city staff, to Mr. Steve Krager, one-of-a-kind gentleman who's always there whenever we need a staff reports, always answers the phone calls, gets our questions answered. Thank you for your leadership. And Mr. Darren Gill, our chief of staff, who made sure we're at our meetings on time, made sure our cabs are there for us, carried our bags, everything you did. That was his side duties. But he's economic development manager. He said, just give me the money, call me whatever you want to call me, right? But thank you for everything you do. And department heads, we would not be where we are. The city, we can take all the credit from Robin Bertagna to Ronaldo Rodriguez to our chief of police, chief fire chiefs, and Diana Langley and Brad McIntyre. Thank you guys. Thank you for each and every one of you guys for allowing me to be here, to allowing me to serve. And like I mentioned in this morning's paper, it's the first time in a long time that I don't belong to any organizations, any boards. And my wife read that coming over. She goes, "Is that true? That's the first time you don't believe?" She goes, "I don't buy that. You'll probably be joining something." So probably not. But thank you. Thank you, guys. Come on up.
All I can tell you, you go on a venture back to Washington, D.C. with Cash Gill. You better have your best game face on, because he will keep you moving throughout the day, making sure that you're in meetings. And when you don't show up exactly on time, he's also calling you. And I don't know, how much effort this man can put forward, but he does it all to keep a full-time job, to do everything that he does, and be in all the different meetings. It's just the countless hours that you've put forward, Cash, has been tremendous. I'm going to have to sort through some of this because I'm trying to figure out what we're giving you next. If you open up and prize it, because Dukes left his sitting right here when he saw the bigger stuff coming. Cash Gill was elected in 2000. This is our proclamation from Yuba City. Cash Gill was elected in 2006 and reelected to a second term in 2012. First serving as mayor of Yuba City, 2009 to 2010, thus becoming the first Sikh American to serve as mayor in the United States, and serving as mayor again in 2013 and 14. The highlights of accomplishments while serving on the city council are too many to list, but I will try to include some. Being a founding member of the board of directors of the Sutter Butte Flood Control Agency and the current chairman, Cash has worked diligently to ensure our levees are safe and secure and reach the 200-year flood protection that we all have desired. the establishment of the Sutter Butte Flood Control Agency, and successful passage of an assessment for the much-needed improvements. Establishment of an Economic Development Advisory Commission and development and implementation of a Yuba City Economic Development Plan and Strategy. Approving pension obligation bonds, saving the city $770,000. That was with a stroke of a pen. Finding solutions to the former Hillcrest water customers, and thank you once again, thank you, to provide clean and safe water at an affordable cost to the residents. In fact, that's the first time I got to see council actually have to labor through an issue, was the Hillcrest project, and that was led by Mayor Ramirez, but that council had its work cut out for it just to get that through. Funding of the Yuba Sutter Chamber of Commerce Tourism and Visitor Center, and leading a local delegation participating in the China International Import Expo. Hosting the California Chrome Triple Crown viewing event and honoring Yuba City, California Chrome owners Perry and Denise Martin, in which he provided them with a key to the city. Folks, that's also the winningest horse in horse racing history to date. Improving and beautifying the medians on Highway 20 and completion of Phase 1 of construction of Bridge Street, and included installation of landscape medians and water and storm drain improvements. Now, therefore, it be resolved that I, John Buckland, Mayor of the City of Yuba City, do hereby recognize Cash Gill for his commitment and contributions to the City of Yuba City, and wish him good fortune and best wishes for his continued success. Done this 6th day of December, 2016, City of Yuba City, Sutter County, State of California. So next up, we will have the state presentations. Laura, Governor.
Governor, man. If only I were governor. That'd be, hey, we'd do some good stuff, wouldn't we? Yeah. Again, very special for me to be able to be here. So much could be said about Cash. And, I mean, just listen to all those accomplishments that he's had as a leader in this community. But as I was just thinking about this tonight, I think, one of the great things about Cash Gill is he just brings a great wisdom to this job and this role. And I remember when I first stepped out to run for office and run for Sutter County Supervisor, going and talking to Cash and just spending time listening to him, and getting insight from him. And that continued on as we both got to serve together. Had great opportunity as I was on the Board of Supervisors and he was on the City Council. And the other thing you saw about Cash Gill is he's got a heart for leadership and a real gift of leadership. And that got seen throughout as I was on those trips, walking the halls of Washington, D.C. with Cash and going to those offices with him. And it was always great to have him there because he would be the one that would bring, that wisdom and experience, someone who's been in business, who's been in farming, who's been in, so many different things. In banking and finance, and bringing all of that to bear on the issues. So, Cash, you've been a tremendous asset to this community. I know you'll continue to be. I think the other thing I want to say is just, it's been said a lot tonight, and we're also very proud of it, is the accomplishment we've had on the levees and this huge monumental project. It didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened with a whole lot of people contributing towards it, but Cash Gill was a key part of that, and so many people that are up here tonight. It's kind of it's really fitting because that leadership is what really made that project successful. And so, Cash, I very much appreciate you, and on behalf of Senator Nielsen and myself, we want to present you with this resolution from the California State Legislature. We wish you the very best. One last thing I want to say is the great legacy that's passed on in his kids, because you see it in his kids as well. The leadership, that they already are stepping out and doing things, and we could go on and on about that, but the legacy passes on, and you've got to be very proud of that, my friend. And so, thank you very much.
Cash, on behalf of Senator Nielsen and myself personally, it truly is an honor and a privilege to be able to participate in this token of recognition tonight. And so many great things that have been said. I know them all to be true, and there is one more word I'm hoping to add based on some of the experiences you and I have had together, and that is passion. I know that you have a passion for the community, for your family, for service, for just everything that you do. And for that, I commend, congratulate, and thank you.
And Cash, also from John Garamendi's office, the congressman, again, has been an instrumental partner with the city of Yuba City. He is always willing to stop and meet with us, always opens his doors to us, and part of that is you help get that door open in the beginning. And it's with great pleasure that I give you this commendation from John Garamendi, and also, again, just noting that your efforts back in Washington, D.C. have made Yuba City a much better place. All right. This is the big one. The boys from Sutter County and the young lady. Again, to work together as a community, to work together as elected officials, putting egos aside, is what gets these projects done. And being willing to meet at any hour, any time. And I will tell you that in my meetings with members of the Board of Supervisors, they always say there's one person that they can rely on to take their phone call, to answer their questions. And that's the Board of Supervisors have all told me that you're the number one guy that they would reach out to on the city council for very many years, for all of the years that you've been on the council, Cash. And again, thank you for helping promote that cooperative leadership with all of the different electeds in our community, and certainly with Sutter County, as they are instrumental to our growth. So thank you. I don't want you to be too shocked by the fact that you might be receiving a decanter and some glasses in which to consume beverage, but you could put iced tea in there if you'd like, or other fluids that might be consumed at different times. But notice that there's... You didn't fill it up for me? No. Notice that there's 6 glasses, so we'd still like you to share in the future as you have in the past. So thank you very much. A gift from Yuba City, and also a nicely wrapped gift. I have no idea what's inside there, but it's probably gold bullion. The price is up this week, so
thank you.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you very much.
And then if we could get the beautiful Mrs. Gill to come down, the red dress, Nina Gill in red to come down. Thank you very much. Any last words you want to say? He's done. You're not done yet. Wait for the dismissal bell.
Oh.